Alrighty, guys, how we doing? We are here. We have a friend here to discuss Pokemon with us. Someone who knows more about Pokemon than I do. So,
Hmm.
pretty much we grew up on Pokemon. I grew up with the first 4 gens. That was it.
We grew up with the good generations.
Yes, I did. I actually grew up all the way up to Celebi, actually, thinking about it. I think Celebi was 4th gen or 5th gen.
There's been so many good remixes of Lugia's song.
Yes, there has been.
Lugia, the Lugia movie, Pokemon movie 2000 was really good. The first movie, I remember going to see that in theaters. I've actually seen all of the prior movies in theaters. Growing up, I've got the rare cards that came with it and everything like that.
I hate you. They ran out when we went.
I've got a lot of gold plated Pokemon cards from back when they were doing the Burger King thing.
Oh god, my brother traded those out with his friends for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. For my Pokemon cards.
Yeah, no, I've even, if I remember correctly, I've got a rare Mew card version of one of those.
Ugh.
God knows where it is.
Those were the good old days. But anyway, what made you so happy with Pokemon and all the way up to the end of the good stuff?
It was the first anime I ever watched.
Okay, I can see that, but other than that,
I mean, as a kid growing up, like in the generation I did, and with what we had, like it was one of the few games I played constantly, especially when we go on trips.
oh yeah,
I'm always sitting in the back seat, just sitting there playing my Pokemon. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta save this game at some point. It's like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of a vicious battle. I've gotta.
and my battery's just about to die.
And my batteries are about to die. I'm so close to beating the Pokemon League. It's like, I need more batteries.
I can't lose this. I can't lose this. And then you get so mad when you are just about to save and it dies. You're just like,
exactly.
no! Yeah,
You got the good old days back when missing no was a thing.
But oh yeah, before I forget, I do actually have an original Game Boy Color here. Hold a second. Yeah, an original. I have it somewhere. I know I brought it from the other house here.
Yeah. Rookie numbers. I've still got a working gray brick.
I still have one of those. Oh man, where is it? Oh, it's at my bed. I'm not gonna go get it right now. It's taking its long break because I was playing it all night last night.
Oof.
Yeah, the batteries are dead. I gotta change them.
Run, Forrest, run!
Oh, I got batteries in my desk. I'm not just gonna go grab them, put them in right now.
Well, no, these new generations, and especially the younger generation of Pokemon fans, have no clue what they're looking at.
Yeah, no,
the current state of Pokemon is an absolute atrocity and needs to be burned off of the face of the planet and redone. Everything needs to be wiped out, redone, because like it's not right. I mean, at this point,
they're taking Digimon and putting it into Pokemon.
Ash was involved in 8 generations of Pokemon. If we go by the logic of anime, which is the case of Ash is 10 years old at the time he starts out.
Yeah.
Now, he's in 8 generations. Say each one is a year. Each one is a year. He would be 18 years old at this point. Instead of aging him up, they aged him down. And when the moment they hit the Alolan region, they turned him into a prepubescent 9-year-old and just destroyed everything. I don't give a crap what anybody says about these updating graphics bullshit. you could do it without destroying the image.
No, exactly. You literally
And
made him
you
a
destroyed
9-year-old.
the image. In the process, you destroy the image of new Pokemon because your writers are absolutely horrible at what they do. Because you got rid of the majority of the best team you had and put in new writers. They're just like, oh, we're gonna do some random bullshit. And they're just copying off of the originals because they have no creative abilities. Instead, you just make new versions of the old shit. You reskin other stuff and turn it into something new. Say, oh, this is new. Like, basically, you mix Snivy with a fucking a Spheal, and you got that water Pokemon in the Alolan region with the goddamn clown nose.
Oh, I hated Alolan stuff. The only thing I liked from the Alolan region was Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Grimmer.
Well, it's okay to have fan-made shit like that. Keep it out of the goddamn canon. It doesn't belong there.
Keep it in Pixelmon.
It's like it's disturbing. The fact that they want to do that,
Pokemon.
And then now all of a sudden you've got a game like Power World that comes out, and all of a sudden they're offended and say they're gonna copyright and freaking sue you for copying them and shit like that. When you have no rights to the monster situation to begin with, and you basically copied another thing and just turned it into your own shit. That's what Power World's doing too. They're just making their own variation of a monster capture game. And Pokemon was not the original monster capture game.
It wasn't. Monster Rancher was.
But
hold on a second. Disclaimer: This podcast series is not brought to you by any of these things. We're just talking about things that we grew up with and that people will not see growing up or look forward to. Now back to what you were saying.
But it's like, back on the topic of the generations, is like, you got so much going on there, and then it's like I paid no attention or watched any of the new generation stuff like that. I hated it. The only thing that I approve of any of the newer shit is the open world format of Scarlet and Violet. That's the only thing I approve of it with, is the open world format where you can travel around. You actually see the Pokemon going around and you go after them and battle and catch them. That's just it would be. That's like it would be if you were actually going after it, not just running around in the grass and randomly coming across some shit. That was done right. That is the only thing that they have done right, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like when I watched someone play the Sword and Shield, I was really disappointed with it. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was disappointed in it. But the only thing that they did right was that Pokemon heads were, you could see them. You could see what type of Pokemon it is, so you can go after it if you wanted it, or if you didn't want it, you just avoided it.
Yeah, I mean that's how it's portrayed in the series too. It's like, yeah, we finally got the tech that we can do this shit and be able to actually have that kind of a game. But you are changing
the very aspect
what was working and actually running off all of your original and most supporting community members when you just go out of your way and just after one segment and just go, okay, yeah, we're gonna age him down, and then we're going to basically turn Pokemon into freaking Digimon
or Power Rangers.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get rid of Team Rocket out of the scenario. You're gonna make him win one league,
and then
get rid of him. When his goal is to become a Pokemon master. I'm sorry, when you win, just because you win one league does not make you a Pokemon master.
You have to beat
it makes you a league winner. You go back, do this, and he should be 18 years old at this time.
And going through all this, winning and learning and teaching.
Well, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, bring all of his older Pokemon forward with him into the new one and win the championship that way. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you need to. What they should have done is they should have gone through. Okay, he's won the championship with this league, with this Pokemon and team of this region. He did it. Okay, good. However, keep the old art style, age him up, and then you take him back after he knows that he's accomplished these things and he can accomplish them and knows that he can get his Pokemon to perform at the highest peak that they can.
Because he realized
go
what he
back
can do.
with each individual team that you challenged with in the past in each region. Go after the leagues again until you've won them all, and then it proves that you are the Pokemon master. Just because you win one league does not make you a Pokemon master or the best you can be.
It just means you won one league.
Exactly.
And now we don't have anything to look forward to what Ash could do because Ash is gone.
Exactly.
That's this generation doesn't get because we were looking forward to him going back and winning.
All they really did, all it is the writers are fucking lazy and just have no respect for the original product.
The original guy.
Pokemon stopped being good after X and Y.
Agreed. X and Y I played. I beat in X and Y.
Because the first thing I heard about, so I was looking forward to the next Pokemon game series after X and Y.
And
until well, there was a couple of factors into this. One was handhelds. Fuck them, I guess. You're gonna go to into a hybrid. I'm sorry. Hey, I don't care what anybody says. The Switch is not a fucking handheld. It is not a fucking console. It is a hybrid.
It is. And
a handheld is something you can fit in your pocket. And unless you've got pockets the size of the Grand Canyon, you're not fitting a Switch in it.
I could fit it in all my pants.
Not comfortably.
Not comfortably, but I could fit it.
The whole point of a handheld was to comfortably have a game system you can carry around with you, play games, and do that. That Pokemon game started on the handhelds, and I expected them to stay there. And when they swapped it to the Switch, you expect me to go out of my way after I have had and pay $500 or whatever you're paying for the Switch at that time, and almost buy a new console just to buy a game that I wanted to get to play it, only to find out, oh, I'm not going to get this anyway because you fuckers decided you're going to completely do away with gyms, which is a whole premises of Pokemon.
Yeah, which X and Y, even the Alolan generation still had gyms.
No, Alolan did not have gyms.
It didn't?
Alolan region had those stupid, challenges or what shit.
The challenges, yeah. But that was the only thing. But up to... And then after the Alolan region, there was no gyms.
Like, my girlfriend at the time is the one that had a Switch. And she, whenever she had a place where she's stuck and didn't know what to do or what Pokemon should be being used or whatever to do this shit or go forward, she would hand me her stuff. This was back when she had a DS too. I had started doing it then, and then when she got a Switch, she got the low-end version, Sun and Moon, I think is what it was called.
Oh God.
And handed it to me and it's play it and help her out some. Well, she handed me the game and I'm like, where's the gyms? And she goes, oh, there aren't any gyms. I was like, you fucking what? I was like, excuse me, there are no gyms? This isn't Pokemon. I'm sorry, but it is not Pokemon if you do not have gyms.
No, it literally ruins what it is.
The Orange Island League, people will argue, it's like, well, that wasn't gyms. Yes, it was. It just wasn't it wasn't an 8-badge league.
Oh, it wasn't.
You had to fight tooth and nail to get those badges. And yes, there's a premises there with challenges. However, it is battles as well.
You need to accomplish those challenges with battles.
And not only that, it is a gym. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna go challenge this person, and all of a sudden I've got credits. Okay, I could do this shit. No, you earn gym badges and you do the work.
Yeah, like there is a Switch game called Pokken Tournament. Don't hate on me for this, okay? Please don't.
Oh God.
I played it. There was no gyms, but there was leagues. It was like
league's a different thing, but it's when you take away gyms
and leagues and just replace it with challenges.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you think, oh, this is a good idea. Let's fucking do this. Nah, this is a bad idea. We just pissed off over 3/4 of our community that actually have been fans of Pokemon since they were like 2 years old. And let's just shit on their face.
And ruin their hopes and dreams. Like
it's an abomination. It's atrocious. It is absolutely fucking stupid.
It's just, when you think about it, how the generations have changed from my and your generation, where we had it even taught us life lessons, and even in the anime, the games. In order to get what you want, you have to work hard.
Man, no game is a better example of that in the Pokemon series than Yellow.
Exactly.
Because you don't get to choose your Pokemon in Yellow. You don't get to choose your first Pokemon. No, you start out with Pikachu.
Same with Green.
And go from there.
Green was the same way.
Green, I never got to play. Green was a Japanese exclusive.
I got to play it, and it's the same exact thing as Yellow. Except for you were given Pikachu, but Gary, who you had to fight, starts with Bulbasaur.
That makes sense.
And Bulbasaur is more powerful, but you still beat him every time.
And then, you got, Shinies came in a little bit later. Shinies were good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Some of the Shinies were lackluster. Some of the Shinies were very ugly. Jolteons, for instance.
Oh God,
shiny is absolutely fucking hideous.
Shiny Eevee in general is not the greatest looking. It was bland.
All Shiny Eevee is yeah, like you said, pale. It's just a brighter, a lighter toned version of its original fur. But believe me, I know. I played Pokemon Go. Oh, yeah, and the Eevee event that happened about I think it was a couple years ago. I got a bunch of shiny Eevees.
So did I, but I evolved them and traded them to my friends for normal Eevees.
And I unfortunately wound up with a couple of Jolteons and.
Oh no! I evolved 3 of them to Jolteon. I was like, "You want a Jolteon shiny?" They're like, "Yes." I don't care if it's ugly looking. I'm like, okay, it's yours. Just give me a normal Eevee or give me a Pikachu. Oh, and I got a Pikachu out of it each time. And I got a shiny Pikachu.
Pokemon Go, when it came out, I was like, this is actually a cool concept. This is really good. I get what they're trying to do here, but I don't think they realize that's not what's going to happen, and you're not going to have people getting up and exercising shit. It's like where you're putting all these things is like people just drive to this shit and go. Like people had to walk to like level up their stuff and stuff like that, or hatch eggs. But
I hatch about 30 eggs a day.
There was a way around that.
Yeah, but I hatch 30 eggs a day because all I do is walk, and walk. Because everything's within walking distance for me.
Exactly. But if you got like me and you're kind of out of the city limits and stuff like that, and there is no like Pokestops or anything like that around here, but you can come across Pokemon out in the boonies, that you got no other choice but to drive. And half the time it's like if you don't pay attention to where you're going to some of these places, and then some of these places they have Pokestops or the gyms or whatever. A lot of these are really bad places to be, and a lot of these people go there at night, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah, no.
Or in some places, even at broad daylight, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, but it's just like, I get the concept that they were trying to do. You know,
yeah.
I respected that. Niantic did a decent job of implementing that, and we're not sponsored by them. Gotta make that disclaimer again. Even though I apply to be a partner, but that's beside the point. It just, when you're doing this stuff, it doesn't make sense for how you make the way they did the gyms weren't bad, but it was not the right way to do it.
Absolutely not. The generations just died more and more and more, and just became stupider and stupider and stupider after Sword and Shield. I mean, and like X and Y was the last good one. Sword and Shield was the start of the downfall. And then you've got things like, hey, all of a sudden, and not only are they just copy pasting and like reskinning Pokemon, but they're turning Pokemon into fucking. But they're turning Pokemon into goddamn robots and calling them something else and calling it a Pokemon when it's a freaking robot. Like for instance, Iron Hands. That is a fucking robot Hariyama. There's another one that's basically just a robot Tyranitar. It's like, hey, do you idiots truly think that people are going to see that and go, oh, new Pokemon, cool? No, the people that are actual true fans of the actual whole product are going to look at that and go, you guys are a bunch of fucking jackasses.
So at my job, we sell Pokemon cards. When we first got the new generation in with the robots and everything, my boss was like, oh, I hear you're a Pokemon fan. I'm like, yeah, I know you are too. She's like, yeah, what do you think about this? And her and I look at it. We're literally the first guy that comes in for Pokemon. We tell him, buy one, get the rest free. And he was like, how much? $10. Okay, gave us $10 cash. Boom, done. He took it all, right? Then when the next week we got was the older stuff before the robots, and we're like, okay, this is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like they ruined Gardevoir. Charizard.
Oh, please, for the love of God, tell me they didn't do that to Charizard.
They did.
You're kidding me.
Nope, I saw it.
They robofied Charizard?
They made him look like a fucking Power Ranger with wings.
Oh my God. It gets worse.
They did it to
Pikachu. Just when you think things cannot get worse. Well, Pikachu, you thinking about that? Talking about that, you gotta talk about that one and new version that's it's like it basically just disguises itself as a Pikachu.
Yes.
It's like
they did it to Bulbasaur.
You bastards are lazy as fuck.
They did it to, I can't think of his name now. Why can't I think of his name? Blastoise.
It's like if we got a proper team of true fans of Pokemon, not these people that claim they're true fans of Pokemon, these people that say they're true fans and actually like this new bull fucking shit. I'm talking about the OG original fans together. I guarantee you, we could come up with a new version of each series starting over from before Alolan and come out and go through that shit again. And I guarantee we could make a better product.
And they also did to Heracross. They robofied him.
I unfortunately saw that too. They did it to Dawn Fan as well.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
It's like, you people have no creativity.
No, wait, Aspy. I could, if that's I had $100 million right now, right? I can be like, I'm gonna give you $10 million right now. Make me 1,000 new Pokemon.
I'd say hand me the 100 million and I'd buy out the company.
Boom, done. Here you go.
And go, you people get no more Pokemon till this shit's fixed. We're starting over, bitch. It's goodbye. None of this is canon anymore. We're starting over from after the last region, which was X and Y's region.
Boom, done.
And every one of you bastards that were working on these newer generations, you're all fired, and I'm bringing in a new team. That's what I would do.
Or how about this? I had $100 million. You didn't know about it. And I'm like, I need you to make me get a team together and make me 100 new Pokemon, just starters, or stage ones, and then make me a specific 3 for starters. That's what I want first. All right.
Okay, so let's look at what we got right here. So let me search this up real quick. So let's go all starter Pokemon.
Going we're not going to count
so
and further.
Anything low and further are gone. So the last S1s are going. So it's going to be. So you've got Bulbasaur, which is a sprout-based Pokemon. You've got Charmander. You've got Squirtle, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Mudkip, Torchic, Trico, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Oshawott, Tepig, Snivy, Froakie, Finnegan, and Chespin. That's the other one.
None of them are electric type.
None are electric type. Now, so,
I want you to
we go into this thing. We go into this thing and look at this. And we look directly at the 8th gen, specifically. We look at its fire type. It has the exact same face, the exact same, like, I'm talking about mouth, I'm talking about eye, like, hey, just look to its face, like the nose, the teeth, everything. It is fucking Chespin. It is just Chespin with like a modified look. It has the same hand outlook, everything.
So Pokemon Yellow was the only one that you started with. So Pokemon Red and Blue, you had Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander. Then Yellow and Green were the only ones to get Pikachu. Right?
Yep.
Then you got Chikorita for Gen 2 with Totodile and Cyndaquil.
Yep.
Right? Let's skip all the way to Gen 8. Like you said, right?
Yeah.
That's when it starts getting real trashy because it takes a Baniri, mixes it with a Meowth.
Yeah.
Then you take a Trico and mix it with a Mudkip. Then you get
not just a mix it with Baniri. No, like I said, like so here. Considering we're in Discord right now, here I'll pull this up for you, and you can see what I'm talking about. If you look at Chespin and the fire type of Gen 8, look at the faces. They are the exact same. All you did was rip the face off of a Chespin and put it on another Pokemon.
And you just literally mix like some aspects of Meowth in there. Like, look at the hands. It's Meowth's hands.
Exactly.
And then you mix it with oh my god! And that's Scorbunny.
Exactly.
And Sobble. What are these names?
Now, the only there's a couple right here. Well, at least a couple, 2 of them that are mildly original in the way they're created. Which is the owl Pokemon right there and the cat Pokemon. If you scroll back, if you go back to the previous generations, so this is in Gen 7, mind you. If you scroll back through all 6 generations, there is not one cat-looking starter type.
Yeah, no, take a look
starter
at 9.
Pokemon.
Look at Gen 9. Gen 9 has...
Gen 9?
This is Gen 9 right here.
Yeah, it's atrocious.
Yes. This is Gen 8 Legends. Arceus Legends. It brings back Oshawott, Cyndaquil. And it brings Rowlet. Okay, cool. But that's disgusting. We're not going to talk about Let's Go. But Gen 7 was the first one to have a starter, Litten, as the Pokemon. As a starter that was a cat type.
Yeah, the first cat.
But then its evolution looked like hell to start with, right? But then it's so powerful.
Yeah, the final evolution is that giant red-head bipedal cat, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid because it looks like a damn Digimon.
Yes, but you also
it proves my point. And like Gen 8, the fire type there proves my point about the Digimon thing because you look at that,
I see,
and the first thing you think is Digimon.
Exactly. And I look at Grookey, I think Digimon. I look at Sobble. Okay.
Grookey?
Yeah, look up Grookey.
Is Grookey the one that's on my screen? Is Grookey the one underneath that Digimon looking son-of-a-bitch?
Okay.
Because if that's the case, they basically just rebranded Froakie. They just replaced the F with a G.
Yeah. That's all they did.
Like, and I'm sure their excuse is it's a similar species, but it's not the same thing. It was like they travel in the same herds and shit like that. It's like, go fuck yourself, dude.
Look at Grookey's evolutions.
Well, let me see this.
Digimon.
Oh, that's Grookey?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the tadpole looking sumbitch in Gen 8.
That's Sobble. That's Sobble.
Because I don't know the names of these newer ones. I don't make it a point to know the names of these stupid sons of bitches.
I just literally looked it up. But this is literally take Froakie and literally make him grass type.
I mean, not really, but at the same time, it is the ugliest Pokemon I have ever seen. It's absolutely hideous. The design is horrible. Oh, I'm looking at it right now. It's
Digimon.
It's Digimon, 100%. Like, there's no way around it. It's like you're not dancing on that line. No, so basically, now the only thing I have, so let's jump 3 generations back from Gen 8. We go to Tepig.
Okay,
now,
Tepig.
When I look at Tepig,
Snivy and
I look at
Frostlass.
I look at Tepig's tail.
That's
And I immediately think, oh, somebody hit Spoink's head on his ass.
Yeah. I couldn't think of Spoink for a second. But literally, you're copying everything from previous generations. But at least,
if you look at also, sorry for interrupting, but if you also look at the end of the tail, the little ball on Tepig's tail, they put that on the fucking nose of the damn seal Pokemon in 7.
Yeah, well, 7 is when they started. 7 is when they started heavily copying from previous generations.
100%. If I remember correctly, I can't remember. I think the original creator for Pokemon either walked out and stopped working on it, and sold out the rights, or I can't remember if the original creator died. I'm not sure. But if he's not dead, I am sure if he has any involvement in this, he's lost his luster. If not, I'm sure he wishes he's dead. Why was he suspended?
After the game's initial development phase during 90 and 91, the staff tinkered with it from time to time, as Sugimori put in, because Logan Paul.
Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hold on. We need to delve further into that. I need to know how Logan Paul is involved in this.
Because, having that massive collection that was fake of the original Pokemon cards that he would always brag about, that was signed by the original creator, was given to him. He was under investigation for that, and he's indefinitely suspended from that.
Sorry, but if you were the original creator, you have no right to suspend the person, because guess what? They created it. It is their creation. Guess what? You have no right to suspend the creator. It is his creation.
But that's what one site said. Another site said that he was giving away certain things and other things. I'm like, no, not gonna look into it anymore.
It's his choice. It is his product. No one can tell you what to do with your product.
No. Let's say there's a dying kid who wants the original copy of Pikachu. What are you going to do?
Like Make-A-Wish Foundation kind of thing right there. It's like, hey, it's his dying wish to have it. It's like, give it to him. It's like, you are showing that you are a kind-hearted individual that cares about their community, no matter what the case is. And the fact that they have that as a memory that they can go to their final resting place with makes the world know that there's still hope.
Yeah, but there's power-hungry companies and corporations that would suspend the creator for doing that.
And it's not right. It's by no means right. I mean, at this point, this is why there's so much war in the world and shit like that, is because as people are just power-hungry freaks. Get a life. Do something with yourself.
Look for something to hope for and dream about.
Stop ruining shit that we come online for. This plays hand in hand with the bullshit we have to deal with on a daily basis online. As gamers, we come here to get the fuck away from IRL bullshit and all the drama in the world, and all of a sudden we get all these people coming in here and bringing the drama in with them. Fucking go away. We don't want you here. We want to keep... We come here to get away from this shit, and you bastards are bringing it in. Perfect example. Back when the BLM shit started out.
Oh yeah.
And I am by no means dissing anybody that's watching this. I am by no means dissing BLM as a thing. I am dissing BLM as what it's become.
What it was.
It started out as a very valuable movement. but then everybody went full violent and shit like that. BLM is not what it's supposed to be anymore. Just like woke is not what its original term is. Woke is now used as a term to define an absolute fucking bullshit. BLM, the moment the moment it started getting aggressive and shit like that, they started advertising it in video games. I can't remember if it was Call of Duty or if it was his Battlefield, but they started having advertisements in there for community events for that shit. Keep that shit out of the goddamn games. We don't want it. We are trying to get away from it. We don't want any part of it. Leave us alone.
Like, so when Pokemon started doing certain events for like the trans stuff, okay, cool, keep it out.
It's like, okay,
we respect.
We value and respect you as human beings. Yes, but quit trying to force your point of views on other people, because you're making the rest of the community that you claim to be a part of look absolutely god awful. You are making things worse for other people in order to actually function in this world and actually get along.
So what they
you are not solving the problem. You are creating the problem.
So what they could have done to implement any of this, they could have made, like, if let's say you and I were dueling in Pokemon, or not dueling, fighting in Pokemon battles right now, you and me right now. Yeah. My banner could be Jedi Lives Matter. Your banner could be, well, I'm a wolf. What are you gonna do about it?
Like, no, like, like, as an individual that in the recent past has mildly identified with the LGBTQ community, I'm ashamed, and I no longer want any part of it. I no longer want any fucking part of this shit because of the way things are going and what people are doing. You are making it absolutely horrid and absolutely no reason anybody wants to be in here, because you're making people scared for their lives. It's not the politicians that are doing this to you. It's not the Republican politicians that are doing this to you people. It is yourselves. You are making the problem for yourselves, and they are speaking out saying, "Hey, yo, you're a bunch of bullshit because you are being the representatives of your community, and you're representing the wrong side. Hey, the way you are doing that, it is not the representation of the people that want to be represented. They are wanting to be represented peacefully and just live their lives. Meanwhile, you are going out of your way to cause absolute havoc, fucking block streets, all this shit, raise Cain, raise hell, and destroy the countries as like every country as a whole, not just America, for your own fucking agenda."
Yeah, but it's like, so getting back to Pokemon, how they ruined the first 7 gens, right?
They didn't ruin the first 7 gens. They ruined the gens after Gen 6.
Sorry, no. So how they ruined Pokemon from Gen 7 and above, I should say.
Yeah.
The first 6 gens, that was a lot about learning, growth, right?
Yeah.
And accepting everybody as they are. That's how you were supposed to love everybody equally. That's what Pokemon was. Love them, respect them. Now you get 7 and above. You can't judge a book by its cover, right? But you go in there and you're watching this stuff, or playing the card game. You're looking. You're doing everything, and it's just literally a mimic.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh became the same way too.
Yeah,
not just Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh, like after like I'm sitting here and I have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck
when they introduced pendulums.
I don't remember. I stopped paying attention to stuff like that. I'm an old schooler when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that.
Well, I'm saying, like, when they introduced pendulums, they ruined Yu-Gi-Oh.
To me, they
Actually,
ruined
no,
it when
was XYZ summoning.
the moment synchro summoning came to be is when it started to be ruined.
No, it's when it
But
started, but it got
I'm
ruined
sitting
when
here.
XYZ.
I'm sitting here. I've had this deck that I have right now. Hell, I've had this deck for over 18 years,
Yeah, that's
and
so
I have
mine.
dueled people with this deck. Heck, again, I have dueled against modern decks and have never lost a duel with this deck. This deck is probably 300-0.
I have this deck that has.
It is the spellcaster deck from hell, and you know immediately what people call me out for in the middle of the duels are for. It's like, oh, this card's banned. It's like you can't use that card anymore. It's like, go fuck yourself. You don't see banned cards in the TV show. I'm playing by TV show rules, bitch. And if we gonna play this, we gonna play it right.
Yeah, because those were the original rules of Yu-Gi-Oh, all the way up to Fusion. No, not Fusion. Ritual.
The only reason
my TV show rules.
The only reason cards get banned is because of butthurt little bitches is they cry when they lose a duel because they're not we'll say the heart of the cards isn't with them.
Yeah,
I have been to tournaments when I was a kid. I went to tournaments, and it's back before they made the 60 card limit rule. I went to who tournaments with every card I own and used it as a deck, and won tournaments. I'm sorry, but
because there was decks
hunt for better cards.
The thing is, in Yu-Gi-Oh, the TV show, literally, there was no maximum until Fusion. No, not Fusion, until Synchro Summoning.
The way you win a duel, well, and people just do not take the time to do this, because they're fucking lazy, and they don't think things through. And a lot of people just grab a deck and go with it, and it's like, okay, this is my deck. It's like, okay, you're using a base deck. Okay, whatever. I'm sitting here meticulously building my deck from scratch, and I am putting every scenario into play. Hey, I'm not just going, oh, this card will be good. Oh, this card will be good. Oh, this one too. Probably this one as well. No, I am going through every scenario because you have to have different combinations to win a duel. You can't just expect to have the cards in there and be like, oh, I need to draw this. And then when you fucking lose, you're all of a sudden pissy and butthurt because you didn't win. No, you need to be prepared for every scenario. That's the reason you need to build the deck based on, oh, you can do absolutely anything, not just one thing. It's a matter of mind. Like, you've got to think things through. That's the reason that deck in there is at least 300-0. It has never lost a duel. It does not have any fusions. It does not have synchro summons. It is a base deck with effect-based cards.
So
the only card in there that is mildly overpowered with that kind of shit, the only thing I have is a ritual summon, and it is a relinquished.
Yeah, that's one of my decks. But here's the thing. Let me tell you about my Yu-Gi-Oh deck real quick, okay? My Yu-Gi-Oh deck, before I decided to put fusions, before I put synchros, before I put XYZ, before I decided to do any of that, it was a Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck, okay? Do you know what Blue Eyes Chaos Max does?
Nope, not a clue.
So it's a ritual summon card. 8 stars. Okay?
Alright.
So it's a 4,000 attack, 0 defense. Let me pull it up real quick so that way I don't tell you the wrong effects.
Okay, so real quick. So the way I use relinquished in duels, and like I said, we play by the show's standards, is that in the show, relinquish absorbed other creatures and used them as shields.
Yeah, he did.
That is not in the effect on his card. It's not in the effect.
No, it's not. It gave him the attack and defense of that monster.
So basically, what I do is when I'm dueling somebody, I said we go by show rules. And they're like, what's that? It's like, we duel like in the show. The cards have the effects in the show unless the cards are not mentioned in the show that often to give us the effects. And in that case, we go by what's on the card. We don't go by this card is banned rule or anything like that. I did that at a tournament once when I was a kid. And this was like around the time I actually created that deck. And we were and this guy brought his god cards and wanted to use them. And there's like, no, you can't use those. Those are banned. I said, let him use them. I don't give a damn. It's like, I don't give a damn. Let him use them. And it's like, no, we can't do this against certain rules. It's like, I don't give a damn. I just told you who I'm his opponent. And since I'm his opponent, I'm okay with it. Therefore, you have no argument in this matter. So and finally, he broke him down. It's like, hey, all right, we'll let you use it. I still beat him. I didn't rub it in his face. No, I went in over there and rubbed it in the person that was running the show's face, running the whole tournament's face. Is like, now, I'm sorry. Was there a reason that y'all were banning those cards? Because I just dealt with every one of them and had no issue. Yeah, no, methinks you're just running into some butthurt little bitches that just can't duel.
So, okay, so this is Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Okay, you can ritual summon this card with Chaos Form or Advanced Ritual Arts because it bypasses the rules of Chaos Form. Must be ritual summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. So I could literally end you in one hit with it. Now imagine three of them hitting the field. You can't destroy them other than in battle.
I will go ahead and tell everyone had immediately one of my heavy hitters in my deck, and it's not relinquished. Want to take a guess what it is? This is a spellcaster deck.
Let me guess. Dark Magician of no, it's not Dark Magician, girl. It was not Dark Magician. I got it.
Talk about Black Magician of Chaos.
No. Hold a second. Oh, where is it? I know I have it. No, I don't. I don't have it in this deck. What happened to it? The Dark Magician of Chaos is another powerful card, but not the most powerful.
I'll tell you right now what it is. Dark Eradicator Warlock.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is one of my heavier hitters.
I don't have.
And it is never done me wrong.
So my most powerful in my summoner deck, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't summon on my side.
It summons on your opponent's.
And it blows up.
Oof.
Not really blows up. It takes 1,000 of your health. I never said it was a magician or a sorcerer.
One of my favorite cards growing up to fuck people over with was Man-Eater Bug.
Oh god! But I would always do Lava Golem on my enemy's field. I never said it was a spellcaster. I just said in my spellcaster deck.
Other good ones back in the day. Black Hole, Trap Hole,
Soul Exchange.
Yeah, Soul Exchange. Magic Cylinder.
Oh yeah.
Because guess what? Magic Cylinder is one of the cards in that deck.
Oh yeah, I got it. Magic Cylinder. Whole second gets better. Remember the fusion form of Relinquished?
No.
Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Wait, what happened?
Thousand Eyes Restrict.
Oh yes, Thousand Eyes Restrict. Oh.
I have the original card, not the erratas. The original. back from '96 when it was released. Yu-Gi-Oh is older than Pokemon for card game wise.
Yeah. Think Yu-Gi-Oh came out in '94, and the card game for Pokemon came out in '96.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
You remember
Don't quote me on that.
I think you remembered correctly. Let me double check. Oh wait, no, sorry, 99. 99
Which one?
was for the American version. No, was the Japanese version of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Which one was? What year was Pokemon?
Same time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, they're only a couple years apart because what happened with Pokemon? Pokemon released in America first, then Japan.
Then you've got the Porygon episode.
Yes. Then you got the Yu-Gi-Oh, which released in Japan first, then America. Because Pokemon was more popular in America than it was in Japan. That's why it released the cards first.
Yeah.
So they
did we ever find out what happened to Jigglypuff?
Yes. We found out we weren't happy. We were not happy whatsoever. Jigglypuff was the most loved but yet most hated Pokemon to start with.
Jigglypuff was my mom's favorite Pokemon. When she was alive, that was my mom's favorite Pokemon.
Don't get me wrong, I love Jigglypuff. Like, everyone would fall asleep halfway through the song, come on. Like, come on. And Jigglypuff would have that honest anger show. You know, that honest frustration. It's like a child would. And do a childish act. Like draw on someone's face.
Yep.
You can't beat that. Jigglypuff is the most loved but yet most hated at the same time. The original 6 generations of Pokemon. Jigglypuff was one of the best. Everyone fell asleep. What? What happened?
Yeah, it's funny. It really is.
So, we found out what happened to Jigglypuff in Sun and Moon.
Oh boy.
So, Jigglypuff never was caught by Ash, but chose Ash.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ash asked Jigglypuff to fight for him because none of his Pokemon wanted to go up against Komala. Jigglypuff did the sleep thing to Kamala. Kamala did a reversal. Did Uno reverse. And Jigglypuff fell asleep.
In this right here, and I'm trying to figure out what this is. I'm trying to figure out if this is the Pokédex entry numbers on this right here. I can't tell because God forbid. Ugh, ugh, my neck.
But yeah, let me see this real quick. What the fudge nuggets? Huh? What?
Yeah, I'm very confused. Because I know this isn't right.
That's not right. It's saying the first gen, Charmander is 19th Pokemon, which is incorrect. And Cyndaquil is 4, Mudkip's 9. What? But we all know the first actual Pokemon for the Index was Bulbasaur. It was Venusaur. No, it was Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, then Venusaur. Then it was Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard,
Then Squirtle,
Squirtle.
War Turtle, and Blastoise.
Yeah. But the very first Pokemon
It's
in
saying
existence,
Finnegan. It's saying Finnegan was the first right here.
which is bullshit.
Very first Pokemon in existence. What?
The very first Pokemon in existence, even by Pokemon lore. Remember what it was?
I knew, but I just can't remember
Mew.
at the moment. Ah, yes.
Mew was the origin Pokemon. Then Mewtwo was a clone of a piece of DNA that they found. And only in the realm that they could find that the origin Pokemon was found. And even in the lore, Mew is a playful child Pokemon. So the playful nature of Mew, what all Stage 1 Pokemon are, loving, immature, playful, fun. It's how you raise them. Then Mewtwo, if you look at it, how he was a clone and he was more serious, going towards more later on was what caused that. This caused the further evolutions. More serious, trying to figure out what causes them to evolve, what causes them to get stronger, what is their end goal for their powers. How do they synergize with a team?
Yeah.
That's all the way up to.
Here's another goodie right here. Here on the topic of the different Pokemon right here. Well, the new ones, shit like that is, and this one just popped up in Poke 2, and the server, and that is the fucking flamingo that is called Flamingo.
Well,
So let me look this up. Oh, me. I'm fairly certain
I messed up. It's supposed to be. Nope, that's the wrong Pokemon.
it is. What is it? Let me see.
It's not called Flamingo.
Go Pokemon.
But it's literally, they're not creative at all when looking at the Pokemon. How they
Right
did
here.
with Pikachu.
Flamigo.
How do you spell it?
Flamigo.
Oh, fuck. I forgot the C. It's a level 45. But still, there's no creativity in that name whatsoever.
There's no creativity in what it looks like either. It's literally what it is. A fucking flamingo. I mean, there's even memes about this shit. I mean, come on. I mean, look at this crap. Hold on. Pull it up. There's
They
people
can't see
literally.
this. Our
Well,
viewers
no,
can't see this.
I'm just showing this to you. But look, people have even made memes about this shit with Pokemon cards, just calling it Flamingo. Like we are not the only ones that, like it is not just me, people. People who besides us are also shitting on this bullcrap.
Someone came with a better design than the Flamingo. Look at the one that's a hand-drawn, literally one.
What, this one right here?
That's a better adaptation for it. They should have taken that.
There's a funny one right here. It's Doflamingo from One Piece.
Yeah, that would have been a better design.
Like what the hell?
And
Then you've got then you've got this shit right here. This one right here. Well, this is not what I wanted to pull up. But right here, Radiant Charbug.
Charge-a-bug.
Yeah, that
It
bitch.
literally looks like a bus.
Magic School Bus going on a field trip again.
That was a good show.
Where are we going today, teacher? Off the cliff.
But literally, our childhood was, I gotta say, what we grew up watching, what we grew up playing, what we grew up doing was amazing. We look at it nowadays, right?
And it's just falling apart.
What these kids are watching nowadays is literally, it makes me sad. Sonic was another good example of what they did dirty.
They did Eggman dirty for sure.
You know, it was
well, I love Jim Carrey to death. He just doesn't portray Eggman.
Yeah, they don't. He doesn't. But yeah, I admit he did not like playing that role. He said he hated playing that role.
Like,
because he said it didn't have the feel.
Like, I want to see. Oh God, there's my mic. Jesus Christ. But I want to see not a remake, but a revamp of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, that was amazing.
With modern graphics.
That was amazing. Adventure
like, up-to-date graphics.
Amazing.
Maybe add a little extra to it, or like combine the games that are all part of that actual canon right there with that fit together with that storyline, and
revamp
so you got
it to present day graphics to
and combine it all into one game and make it follow up with each one.
It would be amazing.
So it would be a revamp and a remake at the same time. But at the same time, you're not destroying the former product. You're making the product better.
You're
bringing it into the modern day.
Like what they could do with all the older Pokemon games.
Exactly.
But
like, quite honestly, at this point, like, I blame Nintendo.
Nintendo is the fault for all of this.
Nintendo and Game Freak.
So that brings me to another thing. Remember how Sega bought out GameSpy, the company?
Can't remember. I can't say I do.
So there's a game series called Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War, Dawn of War, Winter Assault, Dawn of War, Soulstorm, Dawn of War, Dark Crusade. It was powered by GameSpy Games, or GameSpy Net, like the GameSpy company. GameSpy was a really good company. It was going under because of the developers trying to do too much, too fast. And that's what's going on now. Nintendo's doing too much too fast. Sega bought out GameSpy and made it better and did a good job and held it. They did phenomenal at holding it down.
Yeah.
Now you got Nintendo rushing things way too far ahead, not coming up with anything original, blaming other companies for quote unquote stealing their
failure.
Designs. But quote unquote stealing their designs. Stealing
Yeah.
But look at what they're doing to Digimon.
Power World.
They tried suing Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon was out before they were.
Digimon, they tried suing Digimon, failed. Tried suing
Power
Power
World
Rangers.
failed.
No, they tried suing Power Rangers.
Did they really?
Failed. Tried suing like 30 other companies. Only succeeded in 2. And then took the company.
Which one did they succeed in?
I can't remember, but they took 2 of those smaller companies, took their developers in, and created Sword and Shield.
Well, that explains a lot.
And then created the one after that.
That explains a lot.
And then they fired those companies and said, you can't make any other games now. All developers from those games, nope. They lost their jobs. They lost millions. Boom, done. If they didn't, because they cracked because they were small companies, they were like, we're not going to go to court. We're going to settle. Hell World is literally like, hey, you're not going to sue us. We're going to turn around, fire a pack at you. Because we are not dumb. We have one previous game that nobody tried to sue us over.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're trying to sue us for Pal World when we have no aspects in common. We have similar designs in monsters.
Like, I'm just waiting for somebody to start or try to sue Dubby with that shit and then realize, oh shit, we fucked with the wrong community.
Well, the thing is, a company tried saying that Dubby was a company that stole the idea from another.
You cut out there, bud. You went.
Sorry about that. There was another company that tried, hitting Dubby with a lawsuit, but they backed out because they realized that the owner of Dubby was doing it so totally different and better that it was just not the same. Before they finalized the lawsuit and they finalized the paperwork, they backed out. And I'm not going to be saying that company because we already know that company. Because they would have lost.
I wish they had gone through with it and lost. That way, hey, Anthony would have had some more stuff to work with and had more money to dump into the company.
But he's putting his all into his company.
Oh, I know he is. That's the reason it's so good.
Yeah, and we are already helping him out with just the amount of sales that we do for him or for the company.
100%.
So
like I go around. I've been going around and advertising like everywhere I go. Like I'll go to the vape shop. I've got my buddy looking into it now. Talked to I think it was last night. Got in contact with the guy that is very much heavily responsible for helping me get to my partner not partner, but affiliate level on Twitch, and possibly going to have him in the community soon. I'm doing this stuff at racetracks. And when I go to the racetrack and I'm doing my dirt racing and stuff like that, I'll bring some Dubby with me and and advertise it there.
I do it when I'm working. When I go out, I have my Dubby shaker with me. I'm drinking my Dubby. I'm going around. Everyone's like, "Oh, what is that? Oh, it's Dubby. There's a link. Here's a discount code. Like, what does it do? It gives you 10% off your whole entire order." And they're like, "Bet, I'm gonna order." And just like
Yep.
that. So yeah, Aspie, can you please send me your discount codes? That way I can put it in the bio for this. So that way people can either use yours or mine.
Yeah.
So that way, boom, we get people out there knowing about what we are, what we do. We are being better.
Exactly. So let me grab you right here.
But also, guys, for all of you watching this little podcast video that's gonna be posted on YouTube, and also I'm gonna let you know that if I can find another place to post it, I will post it there too. But I need you guys to realize that we're not bashing on everybody or any one particular person or anything like that.
No, we're just expressing our displeasure and discontent
with how the whole aspect of first Pokemon, then going to Yu-Gi-Oh. Hopefully next time we'll get another thing about. Excuse me. We'll start with Digimon next.
There's something that takes me back.
Oh, Digimon. Oh, we could have an hour-long conversation on just Digimon.
Or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Or Yu-Gi-Oh. But literally, Digimon, I'll tell you guys that there's an awesome game out there, but we will discuss that on the next one. Please look down below in the description or bio, whatever you want to call it, for the discount codes for Aspie and I. And I'm also going to tag his channel down below as well. You all have a beautiful rest of your day.